Hello and welcome to the Mental Path Podcast. I'm Dr. Gretchen Gavero, psychiatrist, psychotherapist, and teacher. Around here, we blend medical science, psychology, and simple strategies to help you build mental health habits that actually work in the middle of your real life. We're never about chasing perfection. We're all about resetting your brain, rethinking your patterns, and reclaiming your energy one doable step at a time. Whether you're burned out, overwhelmed, or just ready to feel more grounded, you're in the right place. We're closing out season 3 with a topic that impacts everything: your focus, your mood, your motivation. We're focusing on sleep. Here's why this matters for your mental health. Sleep is when your brain clears the clutter. It processes emotions, files away memories, and literally scrubs out toxins. And when sleep falls apart, so does your ability to regulate stress, make decisions, and manage emotions. It all gets harder. Now, yes, I could give you the classic sleep hygiene checklist you've probably seen online, but I'm not here to sound like a brochure. I'm a busy working mom, a wife. My mind is busy. I have lots of ideas even late at night. I live with my family, cats, and a CPAP machine. Instead of pretending it's all perfect, I want to walk you through how sleep habits show up in real life. We'll compare what the internet says with how it actually plays out in my world, and hopefully help you find what fits in yours. So I did the thing. I asked Google and ChatGPT, what are the best sleep habits for health? Here's what came up, the classic top 10. 1. Stick to a consistent sleep and wake time. 2. Create a wind-down routine like reading, stretching, or warm shower. 3. Limit screen time 30 to 60 minutes before bed. 4. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. 5. Use your bed only for sleep and sex. 6. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. 7. Avoid alcohol, nicotine, and heavy meals before bed. 8. Get sunlight in the morning. 9. Move your body during the day. And 10. Don't lie awake too long. Get out of bed if you can't sleep. It's a solid list, and many of us probably knows about this. The science backs it up. But let's talk about how that actually looks when you're juggling work, family, hormones, and a life that doesn't run on a perfect schedule. Let me give you a bit of context to see how the different parts of my current life factor into my sleep. It's summer, and where I live, it's hot and humid. I'm in my mid-40s, so my internal thermostat has a mind of its own. Those hot flashes are really something. I live with my family. I have a daughter who is highly energetic, and yes, she definitely tests my calm, even at night, and it takes a lot to put her to sleep. I work full-time as a psychiatrist, seeing patients via telemedicine. Not only do I provide medical care, but I also do a lot of psychotherapy all day long. So my brain is working many hours of the day. I also run this podcast and educational business. So as you can tell, my day is super busy. Ideally, my goal is to wake up at 5:30 and be asleep by 10. But in reality, I don't hit that every single day. Most nights, my bedtime is closer to midnight, sometimes even past that. Still, I'm consciously working on improving that. It's just how it is in this season of my life. So with all that in mind, here's how that perfect list actually plays out for me. And as you're listening, I invite you to reflect on how these items are for you as well and see what you can improve. Okay, so here's the reality check. The first one is consistent sleep schedule. I aim for it, but if my kids are up late or my husband wants to talk philosophy at 11 p.m., I stay up. Sometimes I fall asleep in my daughter's bed during tuck-in and wake up at 1 a.m. and have to move to my bedroom, so that disrupts my sleep already. It's not consistent, but I listen to my body and course correct when needed. Next, the wind-down routine. My ideal is meditation, tea, journaling, reading. But in reality, I have that maybe just 30% of the time. Sometimes I even skip it all and just crash. What I notice is that even 5 minutes of meditation helps my body downshift. So when I can, I really try to plug it in. Sometimes I sneak that in just right after brushing my teeth or right after dinner, even if it's not close to bedtime. Next is screen limits. I'm pretty solid here with my phone. No scrolling 30 minutes before bed. TV, however, is another story. We love watching movies and shows, and occasionally we push it. Lately, that's lots of Netflix and YouTube videos about K-pop demon hunters. When I can, I just try to avoid anything that gets my brain wired, but it doesn't always happen. Next is having cool, dark, and quiet room. This one's a work in progress. I've got fans or AC on sometimes, breathable sheets, and weighted eye pillow. But between perimenopause and a kid crawling into bed at 3 a.m., I often end up sweating under a thin sheet. Next is the idea that bed should only be for sleep and intimacy. For me, well, not strictly. My kids hang out in our room, we watch shows, the cats lounge there sometimes. The lucky thing for me is that once I lie down intending to sleep, I usually knock out. I am lucky my brain is just wired that way. I know that that's not true for everyone. Next is caffeine limits. I'm a coffee person. My tolerance is high. I can drink it late and still sleep. But if you're sensitive, this one's non-negotiable. I certainly do not drink coffee at dinner, unless it's a special occasion or we're out somewhere. Afternoon is the latest for me. Sometimes, though, I will drink chai, which has black tea, and that usually affects my sleep. Remember that black tea has more caffeine than green tea. If I need to, I will use melatonin that evening to help me fall asleep. Next is about meals, alcohol, and nicotine. For us, dinner's around 6:30, so digestion's not a problem. I'm also not drinking alcohol right now, and I don't smoke, so I don't have to worry about those impacting my sleep. What does keep me up is stress, unresolved conflict, or too many creative ideas hitting at once. I'm going to tell you how I manage that in a bit. Last is sunlight, movement, and midnight wake-ups. I move every day, even if it's stairs or a quick walk. I get outside for daylight also. So exercise is not an issue, and it actually helps regulate my sleep. If I wake up at night, I don't check my phone. I am very strict about this. I get up quietly, use the restroom, and go back to bed without switching on every light. The bottom line here is, I probably stick to half the list, and I'm okay with that. There are many angles to sleep, and here's one thing I'd like to emphasize today. How you sleep at night is shaped by how you manage your stress all day. From a neuroscience lens, sleep supports emotional regulation. During REM sleep, your brain processes emotions and help you make meaning out of tough experiences. Without it, your brain's alarm system, the amygdala, goes into overdrive, while your reasoning center, the prefrontal cortex, slows down. That's why everything feels harder when you're exhausted and sleep deprived. To manage stressful thoughts, these are the tools I use daily. I'm going to share 3. 1, brain dump before bed. I write down my to-do list, calendar items, even feelings. That's how I tell my brain, we're good. This isn't being ignored. I'm writing it down and we'll get back to them tomorrow morning. Number 2, if I have an evening idea surge, I get up and jot it down, either on a notebook or in my notes app on my phone. If I don't, my mind stays wired. Number 3, progressive muscle relaxation. If journaling doesn't cut it, I queue up PMR from Calm or YouTube or some other app. Half the time, I don't even finish the exercise, I just fall asleep. The point is, I'm not fixing every issue before bed. I'm just reminding my brain that nothing's being left behind, and my brain doesn't have to keep reminding me about these important things even while I sleep. I always use the framework we've talked about in each episode to assess what's actually getting in the way of sleep or rest. That's the body, mind, and environment check-in. For the body, I usually ask, did I move today? Remember, even 15 minutes count. Did I get sunlight exposure? Did I overdo caffeine or ate too late? And make sure that you're taking care of those basic hygiene, and also no alcohol or coffee at night. Occasionally, I'll use melatonin or Benadryl if sleep isn't really happening, but that's rare. Next, check in with your mind. I ask, did I handle my stress earlier in the day, or am I bottling it until bedtime? Am I writing things down to give my brain closure? Did I stop working before bed, or am I still checking emails at 9 p.m.? That's a hard boundary. Sometimes I'll be on my laptop, but never on work emails. And then checking in with your environment. Is the room cool, dark, and quiet? No overhead lights for late night bathroom trips, just low light if needed. Remember that small tweaks in just one of these areas can make a big, big difference. If sleep is a daily struggle and none of these strategies are working, it's time to ask if something deeper is going on. Sleep disorders like insomnia, sleep apnea, or restless legs, or mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, PTSD, or bipolar, they all impact sleep. And often, poor sleep is a symptom, not the root cause. As a psychiatrist, I see this all the time. Sleep disturbance is one of the core issues in mood disorders. If this is you, don't ignore it. Get support and get treated. Here's what I want you to take away from this episode. You don't have to do everything perfectly. Life doesn't need to be optimized for you to rest. There are so many angles to better sleep. Just pick one and start. If you're not sure where to start, I recommend my personal non-negotiables. Limit caffeine if it impacts you. No screens 15 minutes before bed. Brain dump before sleep. Keep your room cool and dark. And always address underlying medical or mental health issues. Sleep isn't a battle. It's something we can build a better relationship with one night at a time. Before I go, I just want to remind you that there are so many tools to help you take care of your mental health. You can feel better. You can think more clearly. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to go at it alone. And please don't be afraid to talk about mental health. It's one of the most important conversations we can have. If this episode helped you rethink your relationship with sleep, please share the podcast, subscribe, or leave a review. It really helps me spread the word. And if you're not already hanging out with me online, come say hi. I share more real-life tools and behind-the-scenes thoughts on Instagram, and you'll find even more support on my YouTube channel. Even though we've wrapped up 3 full seasons, I still feel like a beginner here, and your support truly means everything. My husband Carl and I started this to help more people feel empowered in their mental health, and we're so grateful you're here. Take care of your brain, be kind to your body, and I'll see you in a few weeks for season 4.